Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and today we are in Irvine, California at the Medical Innovation Forum powered by Octane, and my guest is Madeline Wehrle. Madeline, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so we're at day 2 of the conference. We're halfway in. How you feeling?
I'm feeling motivated, energized. It's been really great to hear from so many different startups that have so many different products they're working on.
Yeah. What's been one of your favorite parts of the conference so far?
I love that there is both the aspect from the large strategics to kind of kick off what they're specifically looking for, but also bringing so many different technologies on the stage across so many different indications and subsegments
it's
of
a lot,
medtech
right?
is amazing. Yeah.
To me, it's always inspiring to come to conferences like this because you see these founders and these people with these big ideas, and to me, it's a lot to take in.
I totally agree.
So looking at the presentations, looking at the founders, looking at the ideas, tell us a little bit more about what you do at Goddard.
Yeah. So Goddard is a full-service product development consultancy. We're located in Boston. We're also located in San Diego. And we are focused on how we can help the medical device startups as well as the large strategic companies and all the way through. We support starting with ideation and concept generation all the way through verification and validation of product, and really all facets of engineering, whether it's mechanical, electrical engineering, software, firmware, and even on the product side, industrial design, human factors, making sure things are safe and efficient and usable. Yeah.
What's one of your favorite parts about working in the industry, just overall? Because I feel like you have a unique vantage point because you're looking at so many different things through Goddard and through your work.
Yeah. I think it's always fun to look at the synergies between technologies that are so different. When you go down to the fundamentals, everybody has to abide by the laws of physics. Yeah. Everybody has the same data book of materials they can pull from or processes they can use to make parts. So it's always nice to be able to go in and leverage the minds of, specifically at Goddard, the 100 staff that we have that let's say somebody specialized in cardiac, but they can advise on an ortho-related project.
Yeah.
And just those little nuggets that might be a little outside of the room of what would have been discussed in theory is always helpful.
How'd you get involved in the business originally?
Well, I'm trained as a biomedical engineer. I found early on in my career I much prefer the business side and being just dangerous enough on the technology, so I got into business development. I actually worked in the materials industry and manufacturing industry for about 10 years before coming back around to Goddard. So it's been a long and winding road with a bit of a detour.
Now, you mentioned locations in Boston and in Southern California, or San Diego, yes?
Yes.
Which one are you out of?
I am based out of San Diego.
Okay, so what do you think about this? I was hoping you'd say that because I'm so interested. I've just started covering the Octane events, and I've just gotten more involved in this medical community down here, and it's thriving. So I'm curious to hear from your standpoint, about that entrepreneurial medical community and all the things going on. Like what do you think about this ecosystem that's built down here?
Yeah. So I'll speak to San Diego specifically. San Diego versus some of the other large technology hubs has a much more wholesome camaraderie, community. Yeah. And it sounds cheesy and corny, but it's genuinely true. People will go out of their ways to make introductions, industry agnostic, investor agnostic. So that's really amazing. The other thing is, so when you think about med device, there's so much more opportunity and technology development here in Orange County. But in San Diego, there's a lot of biotech. And what comes with biotech is drug delivery and different process automations and the device side, either FDA regulated or not, that helps supports the regenerative medicine and cell therapies, et cetera. So that's unique.
It's interesting to me to see kind of like the culture going all the way up the coast. And it's not, when we think about this, the span of like driving distance isn't that far. but there's just all these different little hubs, whether it's San Diego, whether it's Orange County, whether it's the LA side of things, or even go all the way up to Silicon Valley. Like, each has their own unique characteristics, their own unique ecosystems, but I feel like they all cross over at some point. Like, at some point, depending on what you're doing and what industry, I feel like everybody gets to know everybody.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. I think that's best case scenario. If you get mentorship from the same couple of folks, you lose your opportunity for growth. So, yeah.
Now, is this your first Octane conference, or have you been to others in the past?
This is my first Octane conference.
Yeah.
I've been super pleased with the people that are here.
That's what I was going to ask, by the way, because I've interviewed some people, and one of my reasons for doing these interviews is I want more people to come to these conferences. I mean, it's already packed, but I want more people to feel welcome here and to see what it's like. So this is my second conference, so I'm not too far ahead of you, but I'm interested to hear from a first timer, like, why you feel other people should come based on your experience. That is.
Yeah. Based on San Diego's ecosystem that I just discussed, it's challenging to find rooms that are chock full of people working on med device. So when you move up the coast and you come to Orange County, Octane really does a phenomenal job to get bright minds in the room together to be able to solve hard problems.
Yeah.
That is super appreciated because otherwise it's basically knocking on doors. You're going industrial park to industrial park. And I've met some people here and I had no idea that their businesses existed. So yeah, definitely has kicked off a lot of good relationships.
That's amazing. Final question. If somebody would like to connect with you and follow you in your journey or learn more about Goddard, how do they do that?
LinkedIn, definitely LinkedIn. I'm sure that my contact information is accessible somewhere through there. So that's my go-to.
Awesome. Fantastic. And for everybody watching, just so you know, we'll put the LinkedIn link in the show notes so you can just click on it and head right on over and connect. And speaking of the audience, if this is your first time connecting with or listening to a Mission Matters episode and you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe or follow button. This is a daily show. Each and every day we're bringing you new content, new ideas, and new thought leaders to hopefully help you along the way in your journey as well. So again, hit that subscribe or follow button. And thank you again so much for coming on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks, Adam.